In today's episode, we talk about the lie that we tell ourselves about how we are a burden and how that can really negatively impact everything in our lives. Hi, I'm Brooke Lyons. A few years ago, I lost 50 pounds and finally got my life back. I've uncovered the tools that allowed me to keep the weight off and help hundreds of my clients also lead a healthy and vibrant life. Losing weight is only the beginning, and being happy and healthy is so much more than just a number on the scale. So join me as we discover how to thrive beyond weight loss. Welcome back to Thrive Beyond Weight Loss. I'm Dr. Brooke Lyons, and I'm here with Bri today. Welcome, Bri.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're excited to have her. Here's why. Because Bri is our new assistant at Body Bella, and it's so amazing. We were just talking about how you've only been with us for 3 weeks now, so we're dating ourselves a little bit, no matter when you're watching the episode. But to have somebody that you can trust that is taking care of all the things, thank you.
I feel the same way. It's amazing to work for people that care about their people, and it's just, I feel very inspired. I'm excited to be here. So thank you.
It's so fun to develop a good team. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit today, in a different way, because, getting to know somebody, like, we just met Bri like a month ago. And so getting to know somebody, you find out there's so much more than just the job interview, for example. And so if it's okay, we're going to dig in a little deeper, right?
Yes.
Of course, I asked her ahead of time. This is not a surprise. but so sometimes, when we're Thrive Beyond Weight Loss is always what we're coming back to. And remember that your weight loss, of course, isn't just about your weight loss. It's about your health and how you feel. Bri has a lot of experience in health and wellness. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I really started to get into it about 10 years ago. My son's almost 10, so wow. Can't believe it's been that long. But
it flies.
yeah, I just really was looking for an outlet. I was a stay-at-home mom and just needed something outside of just being home with my 2 kids. So got into the gym and really started there, but I was really overworking myself and just very tired, and I wasn't very happy with the results that I was seeing, and I really wanted to dig into more of the nutrition side of things and find out how to better fuel myself and make it more of a lifestyle, because finding out what the bigger picture of that was, not just how I wanted to look, it was about how I wanted to feel.
Well, you hear this a lot, though, too, right? People go to the gym to work out more, and they stop eating less, and it doesn't stop you. It doesn't change your body. It changes your health, though, a lot. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I wasn't seeing results in my physique at all. No, I just was very tired, anxious, not
baby.
sleeping. Yeah, so it really was detrimental to my health. So I'm like, there's something that really needs to change. And I started looking into more macronutrients, which is protein, fat, and carbs, which is what we eat. And just really trying to get more of a balanced diet and realizing I'm nursing and I'm very active, so I need to fuel my body. And I not to starve it. And so I really went down that journey and really started to see results and wanted to help other women especially, and started to go down that route and got certified through NASM, they're called. And then I started a coaching program too. So, but that was kind of what inspired me too, was to help other people. I mean, I think we all have gone through some journey in life where we wanted to change our physique, but what really matters is our health. And I think women especially need to realize that your worth isn't just on how you look, like
what you do.
And what you do. It's way more than that.
Oh gosh, I had so many conversations. I was back-to-back seminars last weekend, and during the week actually, we worked one day in the office, and then I went back to seminars. But I think one of the things I've learned is that the journey's never over, right?
No.
Like, you're at one place right now. But that doesn't mean that once you get through this, that it's over. And that's an expectation people have. I had it myself. I thought, like, I was so frustrated, not even that long ago, that why am I constantly being given these lessons? Why is life sometimes hard? And, I've always had friends who were in their hundreds or their 90s. And because they have a different perspective. They've gone through generations of this. They've gone through decades of this. And each one of them would be like, well, if you think it's ever going to be over, it happens, but that's when you're dead. I never believed it, but it's true, isn't it?
It's very true. Yeah, and life never stops. We're going to have ups and downs all the time, and I think building a foundation, so you can always go back to that. Because,
I love that.
Yeah, you're going to have downs and hard times in life, but I think if you have a great foundation, you know how to get back on track, and that's what I think you're great at, teaching the patients is a lifestyle.
Oh gosh, it's so important, because if we think it's just a diet, we will go back to our old patterns, and then the weight comes back. And I know that having that conversation, we all know that, but it's just that we don't do that. It's a disconnect somehow. So in the coming months, and you'll already be seeing it, there's so much more to dive into. It can't be just about the nutrition, although from working out more and sleeping less, it doesn't change your health necessarily. Although working out and exercise is important.
Very.
It's just that we know the food groups to eat if we want to be healthier and stronger and maybe lose weight, but we don't realize that those are not done in the same way to lose weight as they are to keep health. Because if that food was the stuff that kept us lean and everything, well, everybody would be skinny.
Right.
But that's not the truth. So it's about the extra stuff we're adding and the things that are going on. So I really wanted to talk with you today about like some bumps in the road, right? Because you made these choices 10 years ago, right? You were doing great things, and you did, like, we'll talk about this in the coming episodes. You did change it. You had a great, business helping other women, and doing all kinds of great stuff for your own body and your own health. Because, when you're eating better and doing better, the kids just don't know any different. That's what they learn.
Yeah.
It's my favorite client is to see a parent, because then they start eating better, and naturally the snacks aren't Oreo. No offense to Oreo. Sometimes we have them. But, they're not cookies anymore and fast food, because we don't want to do that. Then we're not doing that anymore. So, but fast forward to just recently, do you mind sharing kind of what went on? Because I think what I'd love to talk about now is sometimes we just feel like a burden, right? We've made these choices. That doesn't mean the other humans in our life are making the same choices. And that can feel really heavy, because we're all excited. We want to make changes, but it's not exactly the case in your situation. But I'd like to talk about it. So let's go ahead and we'll relate it to what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, and that's what I said, like with the foundation that we build, like we know there's going to be bumps in the road. We know that there's going to be sad times in our life, when difficult times where we're not going to be able to meal prep the same or go to the gym as much, and that's okay. And I think not being as hard on ourselves.
Oh gosh, yes.
But it's difficult, and I've been doing this for a while, and I still get down on myself.
Of course, that's a human condition. That's what we do.
And we all have bumps, like I said, but I had some health issues this past year, not severe or not super serious, thankfully, but
I don't know. It seemed pretty serious to me, but
I'm here, and I mean, I was able to find a solution for that. But I had a hysterectomy because I had a lot of issues leading up to it, but that was in June.
Okay.
And the last 3 to 4 months have been difficult, and my life is being pretty active, so I haven't been able to go to the gym or work out. So it's difficult, but I find other aspects now that, trying to find other ways to source my happiness. I've gotten into grounding, which is an amazing stretching, yoga, and just having fun with my kids and realizing that, the gym's always going to be there, and it doesn't define me, and either does my body. And there's other ways to be healthy, like the nutritional side of things.
Holy moly. There's so many things you just said that are so amazing, because the grounding, like just base level of knowing. So we were asked to do an exercise just yesterday, and it actually brought me to tears because I couldn't do the exercise. They were asking us to do like from the moment you wake up to the morning when you go to bed plan of like blocking your time. Well, we travel a lot. We're in the office. We're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but this week we were Monday and Friday, which we never work, but it just was with travel. I just was like, for a minute, is this what it would take for me to go to this next level, is to break it down like that? And then I realized, no, that's somebody else's paradigm and what works for them. If you don't travel like we do or have a life like we do, that would work great.
Right.
But what I did do was make non-negotiables.
I love that.
Yep. Like
Yeah.
I'm moving my body. Every morning when we went there, I took only stairs, which is funny because there was one day that I forgot my phone and my key on my bed. And they gave me 2 keys that didn't work. So, but I committed to using, except for if I have my bag in my hand, then I'll take an elevator. And I was on the top floor. Thank gosh, it was only 4 levels because I did it 12 times that day.
That's amazing.
But you know what?
That's a lot of steps.
I know it was.
That's
and then
awesome.
I went to bed that night and my ring had died that morning.
So you couldn't even see how
I couldn't
many?
even see.
Oh, no.
But the blessing was I couldn't even see because did me doing that mean that I had to get that
validation? Oh, yeah.
See? And I love that you picked it up right now because I would have been like, yeah, me, I did that stuff, but I still have to do it tomorrow.
Exactly.
It's lifestyle. It's thriving beyond, right? And what do we need?
The little things, I mean, that become a big part of your life. And that's what I would always teach people too. It's like, even just drinking your water, making little goals like that. It doesn't have to be extreme where you're going to the gym 6-7 days a week for 2 hours. Like there's small little changes that you can make that have a huge impact. And it's amazing.
And pivoting. I love the way that you pivoted like that because I think in another episode we'll talk about what happened to me this summer.
Yes.
One person at a time. Today's learning about Bri, but when you have something serious happen with your health, I think if you're not somebody who's been sick all their life, it's a real sucker punch.
It really is. And like we said, feeling a burden. I mean, I have a fiance and 2 children, and they rely on me. And there was so much that I couldn't do. And I don't think it's other people necessarily making you feel that way. It's what we do to ourselves. And it's like we have to really give ourselves a break and let other people help take care of us. And it's not always easy, but that's what we do. And we do that for other people when they need it too. So
it's so nice. I don't love when we're not feeling great, but it teaches us some things about like when other people are not feeling well, like what people need food, healthy, nutritious food, because we just don't have the energy.
Yeah.
I spent the weekend with getting to know a gal who is a hospice care nurse.
Oh, wow.
And she, at the beginning of the time together, she's like, yeah, I don't really love what I do, and I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't really fulfill my goal in life. But by the end, she's going to write 10 books.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're going to be mini books because they're all like what to do if you're going in hospice, what to do if your loved one's going in hospice. I was like, I could come up for days with books I need about that whole thing. What to have with you, like, because she sees this every day.
Right, and they become a big part of the family.
They
too.
do. And so how to treat and she's like, there are cookies and candy every day. People bring cakes, and we're so grateful that they're grateful. But could they not be grateful in a way that makes me sick so that I can't be there for your loved one? And so I was like, write a book on that and then put it all together. So, so getting time to get to know other people and what they're going through. It's why we do this podcast. Because you're not alone, right? Like sometimes we feel like that. So let's go back to the burden part, because I really wanted that to be kind of our topic today.
Yes.
I remember too when I was losing my weight, my kids love ice cream. They're, that's just ice cream's happy. It fills a hole. It gives us ice cream, like with sugar that gives signals to our brain. But I had to decide what the ice cream trip was about, right? And I decided it wasn't about the ice cream. It was about the time with my family. And so I can say, no, I'm not going to go. I don't want to burden myself with like trying to resist the ice cream. But that's putting focus on what you're not going to have, right? We get what we focus on. So if we feel sad and like regretful, like I'm never going to have ice cream again, that's a real low vibrational place to go to that will create more of that. You'll always, I'm asking you to consider that maybe this is part of the stinking thinking that makes us feel like eating well and being healthy sucks.
Yeah.
But if we think it sucks, how often are you going to want to do that?
Never.
Right? Like, we don't want to do
Right.
what sucks. We want to do what energizes, what gives us vitality. So, and part of this thinking also was cultivated with patients. We had and I think I've talked about her before, but a lady who just couldn't imagine going to a baseball game without eating hot dogs and the fries and the beer and everything. And I was like, why do you go to the games? And she's like, she gave me all these reasons. Like, she loves being with her friends. It's been like 20 years that they've been doing this. There's all these great reasons why she was going. None of them came up as the food and the drink. Zero. And she was going on and on and on. And I'm like, do you realize you never talked about the hot dog? With the hot dog's the problem here. And she's like, oh, I never thought of that.
Yes.
So what can we focus on, which is the thing we really want?
Right.
And she really wanted the connection and the fun. She doesn't care about the baseball, funny enough.
Right.
It was just the thing that her friends did. So I decided with the ice cream, it's not that to be honest, ice cream's not a thing for me either. So it was a simpler thing. But I'm inviting you to think about, what are you being negative about? What feels like a burden and like, oh, I'll never, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? If you don't do that thing as often, guess what you're going to have? The connection, the energy, the vibrancy, the able to connect better with other people and do the things you want. So that's what I did. I just would go and they would eat ice cream and I would not. And we'd just have a fun time. It was great.
You get used to that. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's our culture, society that we live in too, especially in Wisconsin with, I think, drinking.
Yes.
Which I know eventually, like with our maintenance program, like people go back to eating and drinking a little bit of, but I think during that time, it's like, like you said, we need to focus on what we're really doing. Like have your friends over and your loved ones over to your house maybe and just have, go outside, have a fire, you can have healthy snacks and you're still doing the fun connection with your people, but it doesn't have to revolve around things that are setting us back from our goals. And I think there's just different ways of approaching it. And that's what I would try to do and continue to try to do, especially with my kids too. It's like, let's go outside. There's different things like you can do yoga with your friends, different ways of being active. Let's go hiking. We don't have to just go sit and eat or,
Exactly. One of my girlfriends just asked me to try aerials with her. I'm terrified because one of our assistants does aerials. And it's bruise creating. Like it's hard. I see sometimes what she comes in with, she's like, learning a new move. I'm like, oh my gosh,
They're so strong.
you're committed, girl. Yeah, and I could use that strength because as we age, of course, we're all worried about calcium and our leaching from our bones. But what is better than eating the calcium is working your body with getting your
strength training.
Wolf's Law. Go ahead and look up Wolf's Law. But it's just basically like if we don't do heavy, strong things, we will not have muscles that can do heavy, strong things. And that's the way it is. So how did you feel like a burden when you were going through all of this?
Oh, gosh. In several ways. I mean, I was in bed for a week or two. I couldn't lift. I couldn't do any housework. And it's, like I said before, people step up for you, but I want to be the one doing those things. I want to pick up my kids from school. I want to bring them to school. Like, you forget how much you can try to control.
Control.
Control can be a huge health impact in your life. And it's like we need to step back and realize that people can, survive and do things and without us and
help us.
And with the weight loss program too, it's I think it's a great teaching tool too if you're with a loved one. And I think we see a lot of patients come in and their husbands end up losing weight as well. And it's just, I think it's a great teaching tool and
it is
to help the ones around us.
Well, on that note, I think we have a lot more to talk about, so we'll do this again.
Yes.
But thank you so much for listening because it's not over, right, until it's over. So if we can support you in finding new ways to thrive in your life, thriving beyond your weight loss, thriving in today's moment, that makes us happy. That's what we wake up and we're passionate about going to work for. So thank you for joining us today from Dr. Brooke Lyons and
thank you for having me. I'm so
excited.
You
bet you. Thanks, Bri.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on the Thrive Beyond Weight Loss podcast belong solely to the host and guest speakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any associated organizations or health professionals. The content provided is for informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition or health objectives.